What we're looking at here with the Koha Library Management System is the serials module. We're going to look at managing frequencies and manage numbering patterns. The claims and the check expiration are to do with managing renewals for your subscriptions. I'm not going to look at those now. I am going to look at your frequencies and your numbering patterns. You use these when you are modifying the subscription. With the frequencies, there are usually some default ones that come over when you set up Koha in your system, or you may have chosen a few yourself. So these are pretty straightforward. 2 a day, 1 a day, 2 a day. What's that? 1 a day. So a newspaper. You may have 3 a week, 1 a week. So these were default ones that come over for us. So once a month is really common. Once a week is common. Once every 4 months, once every 3 months. We get a lot of subscriptions like that. Irregular, there are other ways of managing irregular, and I would say that you only need to use irregular for very odd ones that you don't get very often at all, and which you don't need to manage as closely, and it's okay if you use manual procedures to do that. Depends on your workload. So those are the frequencies. If you need a new frequency, you can add it here. I'll show you that momentarily. We'll just look at managing numbering patterns as well. With managing numbering patterns, you have the name, the description, the formula you use, which is what Koha pulls its data from. Display order, don't worry about that too much. There's a lot of fiddling around there. And on further out of the screen, there's edit and delete actions. So you can change these, you can take them off, or you can just change what you've got here. I initially started up calling some of these by the name of the journal that I had set up the formula for, but the formula can be used for several titles. So now what I do is I put the name of the journal into the description, and then I can add other journal names in there, and it means that another person receiving it or modifying the subscription can see which journal it pertains to. And over here I will just name it something like volume and number, or volume comma number comma 4 per year, or 4/year, which is partly the frequency as well as what you want to show when you actually have the volume on your screen. Now this is important for the OPAC. So what we did way back in the day before I had joined the library that I'm working in now is every single type of journal had its own description there. So if it was fully spelt out as a volume and a number, then that's what's been used to list it in the catalogue. If it was just vol, comma, number, comma, then that's what's used. If there's a full words, they're all shown. So this could be a general description that you use, or it could actually be the exact thing that you want to show up in the catalogue. So you can add as many as you want, or just have a generic. Personally, I'd say if you were starting from scratch and you were going to put all these in now, or fix every single record, vol dot, no dot would be a good way to go. Everybody can understand it, they can get used to it as they look at your catalogue. For us, we already had such a plethora of different ways according to what was on the journal that I've continued that, and we've got a lot of different options. They're not showing here because it's our test system, but I will show you those in another video. So that's the numbering patterns. These are best added when you are actually modifying the subscription. Add your number pattern according to the actual journal that you've got in front of you that you need, going by your own guidelines as to how you're going to describe that on what you want to show up on your OPAC, whether you want full words, whether you want dashes, dots, whatever you want. I'd say do that when you modify the subscription. The managing frequencies you can change while you're in this screen here. And the frequency that I'm needing for Orientalia is one that's issued twice a year, and it has a slash, so it's the number of the journal, and this is just a description, not what's going to show up, and then it's going to have a forward slash, let me see, backslash, and a year. So that's my description. Unit is how often per year. I don't use unit because I'm not sure how it works. Issues per unit, I'm not doing it. Units per issue, I don't know any of those. Display order is about how it shows up on your pick list. And again, you know, unless it's the one you use all the time, there isn't any really need to do that. You can manage those elsewhere as well. So I'm just saving that there. And now I have number and year, and because the display order was 0, it's come up at the top.